it still haunts me. You know, I have dreams about it. That's lightning striking. And the thing is in 20 years, 30 years, all this stuff is liable to be concrete. My home range starts where the motorized travel stops. I lay in my bedroll with the stars up above. I ride mules, hunt with a longbow, and I eat the animals I kill. I refuse to apologize for my cultural legacy, which is being dismantled by the values of modern society. God has given us the right to do as we please, and I will uphold that right at all costs. Used to always make fun of my dad for grunting. Whenever he'd put on his boots. Here I am, grunting, putting on my boots. Go on. You going? Morning, everybody. Good to see y'all. I haven't done a video with the mule in a while. I've been preoccupied. I got into fly fishing, and it's kind of like took over my life. So I hate the hot weather. So that is a good way to cool off and catch fish. So anyhow, today I've got the mule in the trailer, and I've got 3 or 4 game cameras. We're gonna go back here on some public land, and I've been back here close to it, but I got on the Onyx app and I found some spots that I think will be pretty good. So we're gonna go throw some cameras out, and I'm late this year. Most of the time I've got my cameras out by June. It's July the 12th right now, so I'm over a month late, but that's all right. It's not going to be a deal breaker or anything, but hunting with the longbow, I like to have all the insight that I can get. It's pretty tough, so I like to try to really figure out where the deer are concentrated, and it changes, especially whenever the acorns start dropping. But anyhow, y'all come with us. We're gonna throw out some deer cameras and ride the mule in some pretty country back here. Super excited about today. God woke us up one more day. He woke me up a little bit later than usual, but it's overcasty and it's not too hot right now. It's not near as hot as yesterday was. These 100-degree days are about to kill me. I'm a cold weather guy. I don't like the hot. I don't like walking outside and sweating. Can't stand it. Y'all come with us. Pretty daggum deep right here. My feet just got wet, and my suspicions were right. It is super cold. Heck, it's deep. I don't know if y'all can tell how steep that is. Boy, it's pretty daggum steep. It ain't bad though. It's wide open because it's an old fire line. So that's pretty nice. I ain't having to fight the brush or nothing. Hey, I have an announcement. whenever you release a balloon for your dead grandma or grandpa or whoever, it never makes it to heaven. This is just the truth, honesty here. As much as you'd like to believe that it does, nothing on this earth can reach heaven. It's completely, anyway, I'm not getting into that. Your balloons end up on public land, and a bear eats it, or a deer eats it, or something else eats it, and it kills them. Quit releasing balloons. It doesn't make, I've never made sense of let's release a balloon for my dead grandpa. I don't get that. I don't get that at all. How about let's just pray, instead of releasing a balloon. They make it right out here. So yeah, just don't do that. It trashes up our national forest, and then I have to pick it up on the way back out. So, and quit throwing your beer cans out. Oh, that eats me up. Quit throwing out trash. Y'all act like you ain't been raised. You act like you ain't got a dad in your life. Quit being that way. Be respectful. The mule is wanting to go this morning. So this is public land, government owned. It makes you wonder, right there's some barbed wire, some old rusty barbed wire. Just makes you wonder what it might have been 50 years ago, or 60 years ago, or 100 years ago. Like, I'm sure they had them a little cabin back here, probably on the upper side of that creek. Man, that creek don't go dry. It's spring fed. Probably never had a visitor, ever. I mean, because this logging road was not here. I mean, you were a true mountain man living back here. You just lived to survive. I always say that I was born in the wrong time. And everybody else says that too. But I just wish that I could have been there. I wish I could go back and see it. I mean, look at that beautiful creek right there. Down here in the bottom, the ravine of the two mountains here. Golly. I'm sure they had it cleared out to where their mules or whatever, ox, could graze. So there's plenty of grass down here in this bottom with the trees here. So, and there's some of those trees out there that are, heck, they're big trees. I wish I could have just seen it. And the thing is in 20 years, 30 years, all this stuff is liable to be concrete with the way the government's acting, trying to take our land. Guys, I don't care what side of the fence you're on, as far as left or right up the middle. I'm not a Republican, and I am not a Democrat. I don't think there is such thing as a good politician, because they're all trying to gain something, power or money. I don't like them. They're all snakes. I'll tell you one one good one that we had. And I never got to meet the man, but I wish I could sit around a campfire with him like the old boy out in Yosemite did. Just him and the President of the United States out riding mules. Teddy Roosevelt. You're talking about a true advocate for wild places. That was Teddy Roosevelt. He cared about our land, and I guarantee he's rolling over in his grave right now, especially with all the selling of this. Beautiful, wild places. Just wish I could sit around with a tobacco pipe and Teddy Roosevelt and a couple mules and a campfire out in the middle of nowhere and talk about what he's seen. I mean, he got to see some of the last true wild buffalo. Is that not crazy? Bison. Some people call them bison. We call them buffalo. He got to see a wild time. He got to see natives. I'm not going to call them Native Americans either, because the Americans are the ones that screwed all this up. The old native people, they had it right. We screwed it up. Now I've got to go to work every day. I could just be out here living off the land. But no. We had to civilize everything for whatever reason, I'm unsure. Anyway, I'll step down from the podium. Alright, well, I couldn't quit. I went back home and it was like lunch. So I said, hey, go back on some public land. Last year I'd found this spot and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go hang a camera back there. Let me replay last year for you. My brother, Seth, and Zach talked me in to getting a 44 Magnum Henry. Zach got a Marlin 44 and Seth got a Henry. I've got a few Henry guns and Seth's got a few Henry guns. Love them. Love the guns. Anyhow, they talked me into getting a 44 Magnum, and they were building loads that were quite a bit hotter than your pistol round, like way hotter. Anyhow, a buck come up the ridge that I was sitting on, and he walked up to me 35 yards broadside, as broadside as this mule is right here to me. Directly straight out in front of me. 35 yards. And I was confident. I'm talking so cocky. As cocky as a person can get. You are dead, deer. Right here. The biggest deer to date that I'd ever killed. I pulled down on the shoulder of that booger. I was going to set him on the ground right there. I squoze one off and blew up all these rocks. I don't know if you can see all these rocks that we have. Rocks just blew in the air. And he just kind of hopped around. I shucked another one. I said, how did he not drop? I knew I blew right through him. Shucked another one. I put it right on the point of his shoulder. That way he'd for sure hit the ground. Blew up rocks again behind him. And he just kind of walked off. So I went home and shot my gun, and it was shooting about a foot high. For whatever reason, I don't know. I knocked it off somehow or another. I don't know if I knocked it off in my saddle or what. But anyway, my gun got knocked off, and me and Seth shot it. It was shooting about 8 inches to a foot high, which is exactly how I missed that deer. So I was disgusted. Biggest deer I've ever seen in the woods, face to face at 35 yards. And I just absolutely blew it. So I decided, hey, I'm going to come up here to that spot that I found last year, And I killed a buck right here down the ridge. It was a little tiny deer. I mean, like a little 7-point. But I killed him for the meat, obviously, but I was so disgusted in the 44 Magnum and myself that I had to redeem myself. So I was the only one that walked into camp with horns that day, so I felt proud, you know. Tiny deer, very small. Shouldn't have shot it. He'd have been a good one in the next couple years, but our pride gets to us, you know. Anyhow, I come up here today. I come over the ridge. That's what I love about these mules. Come up over the ridge, and what do I see? Pretty sure it's the same exact deer from last year that I missed. And another little buck. So with that being said, I'm gonna hang some cameras right down here. That is the exact same spot that I shot that deer last year. I shot him, I was sitting on this tree right here at the base of it. And I shot him and he was, let's see, right down there in that opening. He's about 110 yards with the old 44 Magnum. Open sights now. And Seth's making me get, I missed 2 deer this year. Seth's making me get a scope this year. Because apparently my eyes, I wear contacts anyhow. And I've come to the realization that I am getting a little older than I used to be. I'm not saying I'm old, but I am getting a little older. And I've started grunting when I put my boots on. And whenever I look through the open sights, one of them's fuzzy. Either the back sights are fuzzy or the front sights are fuzzy. And I can't, same thing happened to him, so he started having to use scopes too. So I'm gonna put a scope on my gun. I don't like it. I don't like having a scope, but I also don't like the feeling of almost throwing up over missing a deer. It still haunts me, you know. I have dreams about it. The deer I killed, actually, he was laying right here behind this log whenever I found him. So as much as I've seen that buck here and other decent bucks, I knew something. His shed's got to be around here somewhere. So I've been walking this ridge looking for him. Pretty good one. It worked for sure. I don't think that was the one I seen. It's a little bit smaller. Still a pretty good deer. He's got some pretty good G2s and some pretty good eye guards on him. So I'm gonna look around and see if I can find the other one sitting here somewhere. I just hung a camera over there and I hadn't been to this spot yet, so I'm gonna go get that camera. I didn't really like the spot I set it anyway. This right here is a nice pinch point. So I'm gonna put a camera out here right quick. That's lightning striking. Looks like it's about to come a heck of a storm. We're still a couple miles from the truck. So we're gonna get the old slicker out and start easing our way back. The raindrops are starting to hit a little bit. Well, we made it back to the entrance road. We haven't got wet yet, and look at this. I'm talking, it was thundering and lightning and started sprinkling, blowing up a heck of a storm. And then here comes the sun. We're almost back to the truck now, so we're going to, this mule, whenever she dies, I guarantee it'll be from choking on something because she's got so much food in her dadgum mouth. We're almost back to the truck. I think we pretty well made it without getting wet. Can't believe that. Wow. We appreciate y'all watching. Y'all make sure to like it, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.